Hi guys! You know what we're gonna do today? We're gonna make this cute, fun checkerboard. Let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is find some sort of a board or a board frame that's 16 by 16. And you're going to paint that first. I painted mine gray. So a checkerboard is going to have squares 8 across and 8 up. I decided to make my squares 1 inch each. I know that I get 4 inches as a border all the way around. And this is a 4-inch piece of cardstock. And I am just going to draw some light lines right here, all 4 sides. And this is where my checkerboard is going to be. We are going to make this checkerboard stencil. And if this looks familiar, it's from the backs of my transfers. Big transfer pieces I've used. I usually save and use the pieces. And this seemed to work really well to cut this out. Since these little squares are each a 1/2 inch, I knew I just had to cut out the 4 block and I had 1 inch squares. Since we are doing an 8 by 8 block, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You probably want at least 20 across somewhere. And we're really only going to cut 4. We'll just turn it around and use the other side. We're only going to do 4 rows. I'm just going to mark these off. And this is just a guideline. Now the stencil is going to be a lot thinner, so you may not be able to use it lots and lots. So all I'm going to do is cut out these squares. You notice on this one, I tried to leave just a tad bit touching there in the corner. So when I get down here, what I found is I'm gonna go just on the inside of the black line. So if you do that on all of them, you'll have just a teeny bit of an edge there that they'll hold on. And you can see that. I only do 4 rows. And then I end up with this. So let's get stenciling. So I'm just going to spray a light coat of this Pixie spray. It's a light tack spray adhesive for stencils on the back side of this, just to hold it down nicely. So I'm going to line up stencil with the lines that I drew. There we go. I'm going to do this board gray and white, or an off-white, using a stencil brush and some white paint. You can use whatever type of paint you would like. I put paint on the end of my stencil brush. Then I try to pounce a lot of it off, and I'm going to use an up and down motion. I'm going to carefully pick this up. I'm going to let that dry for just a minute or 2, and then I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so this section's dry, so now I am going to line this one up. Okay, now we are going to stencil this side. So we're just going to let this dry, and now we're going to start our transfer. I decided I wanted lines around this, so I'm just using a stencil I already have. You could actually just tape lines in stencil, you could draw lines, you could hand paint. Now I'm going to do this all the way around all 4 sides. I think I am going to use my English toile on this. So one thing I really liked about this transfer, when I laid all the sheets out, if you lightly tack them together, you can cut out each scene. And I found there was 5 different scenes, and you got 12 of each scene. Some of these pieces I had to piece together. I'm going to start with one piece and then move on to the next. So I've just been lining up these pieces and going around the board with my transfers. So when I line these up, I wanted it to be symmetrical, but also everything is facing towards the outside of the board. I'm just going to burnish this down real quick. I'm going to erase these little pencil lines here, and then I'm going to wax it, and we're done. I've burnished this down. Everything is down, and I'm just going to wax this. I'm using a clear wax. So, let's try one more thing. I think I am going to show you a few fun ways that you could even make your own checkers. You probably have some, but if you're going to use a really interesting board, you might just want interesting checkers. So I'm just going to use my clay and have a couple different ideas here. This is one of my new IOD molds, and it's this wonderful scroll one, but you could also do something fun like this. See, if you did a whole row like this, you could even just kind of cut, but that could be even a cute checker, but it gives you another idea. Or you could just do a little slice and do squares. Let me cut one. So you have some fun checker pieces. I found this was really cute too. All I did is roll my clay into a ball here, and I'm taking a water bottle cap side up, squishing it down, and I am just gonna go around it with my X-Acto. And you can see from the bottle cap, you get the little ridges like you would have on a checker. I'm just taking this little stamp and stamping it into here. How cute. Okay, one last thing we're gonna do. You also could just take your bottle caps, fill them full of clay. Probably wanna glue it in. You probably wanna put some glue in here before you put this in here. And I think I'm gonna use my little sun on this too. And there you go. So I am just painting these clay checker pieces up. You dry it for about 45 minutes. They're hard enough that to paint them wouldn't be a big deal. And then I'm just gonna let them dry and seal them. And you could even just use regular old checkers. I just thought this was a fun idea since we've gone all out to make the board. Some fun ideas for checkerboard pieces. What a fun way to make your own checkerboard. I hope you guys give this a shot, try it out. Love to see your photos. Thanks again, and have fun.